Let's start by going over the stages of a 6 and then a 7-figure coaching business. Now, before we go over the stages of growing a lucrative coaching or consultant or any other type of expert business, I want to let you know that you can be very, very successful at any stage that I'm about to show you. Not everyone wants to build a 6-figure or a multi-million-dollar business. Some people just want to add supplemental income to their family or work only on the weekends part-time, and that's fine. That being said, there are some very specific stages to take your coaching business through if you want to make more income and have more influence and impact in the world. You get to choose what path you want to follow. So these stages are modeled after time-tested, proven market leaders who have founded and then grown multi-million-dollar coaching businesses. These are the stages that they've developed through, and these are the stages that are working now for you to develop through if you want. And they're going to be the stages that will be working for years to come. This model works for coaches, but also anyone who has knowledge or a way to help people that they want to turn into a business, like consultants or counselors or teachers, speakers, authors, and professionals in most any kind of field. So by the end of this video, you will know where you are in the growth plan for a coach business, how to grow your business through each stage, what to focus on and develop at each stage, and you'll discover the basic marketing assets that are working now for coaches. My entire purpose in life is to free people. And we're going to talk a little bit about why that's relevant in a minute. But for now, just know that this model is built to give you freedom. So let's go over the 5 stages of growing a wildly successful coach business. Coach, C-O-A-C-H, is the easy acronym to remember these stages. This is a 5-stage, 5-year growth plan because a year is a fair amount of time to focus on growing through each stage. In reality, you could take this at any pace that you choose, and you can choose to stay at the first level, level C, forever. And also, it may take more than a year to fully achieve each stage, but our plan is in about 5 years. Okay, so let's go over each stage in detail. C is for choose. This is the first stage of a coaching business. At this stage, you're just starting out, making nothing to about 40 to 50,000 per year, okay? This is where you choose what problem you want to help people with. You're going to pick something that really moves and excites you, likely something that you have deep experience with in your life. What is the impact that you really want to make in the world? Even if you've been coaching for years, even if you coach on multiple issues with multiple different types of people, I invite you to consider that one main issue you really want to help people with. What do you really want to be known for? And then you're going to choose a starter niche, which is a specific group of people, like people who are trying to publish a book, or dog lovers, or women who camp, for example. People who most have the problem that you want to help solve. And a group of people that you would most like to connect with, that you want to most work with. Again, even if you have been coaching for years with lots and lots of different kinds of people, just for this, let's experiment. And I wonder how much easier your business would become if you decided that you wanted to work specifically with a particular group to solve a problem that they desperately want to have solved. And I say a starter niche because you can always change your mind or always expand to other markets later. But for now, I invite you to pick a group that you'd like to help, a specific group. The more specific, the better, which I'm going to explain in more detail later. It's sort of counterintuitive, but the more urgent the problem that they have, that they want to be solved, the better. So choose is also the stage where you're going to design your own marketable program. Now that you have a specific problem or a solution that you're going to help people with, what are the steps that they're going to have to go through to get from where they are, from point A, to where they want to be? That's point B, right? So now a lot of experienced coaches at this point feel resistance because it feels like coaching is more personalized, and our job is to support the individual in choosing their own solutions. So how can we take them through a program? It doesn't seem authentic. It doesn't seem like real connection. But if you're seeing clients with the same issue often enough, then you'll already know that they have common obstacles and hurdles that they have to overcome. So maybe consider that you do already take your clients through a series of tools and you lead them to particular realizations through questioning, and you give them a unique experience that they can only get with you. So you already have a process. That is your process or your program or the experience that you offer people. So what if you simply could articulate it to potential clients in a step-by-step way? So maybe you wouldn't always go through the exact same program, but more or less, what if you could tell potential clients the process you were going to lead them through? Remember, people don't pay for coaching. They pay for a solution to a problem that they have. So what specific outcome will they get from working with you? And the more it solves an urgent problem, the better. And then how are you going to get them there? That is your marketable program. So you may be the best coach in the whole entire world. You may have the most transformational experience for people, but you're not going to be able to enroll them as clients if you can't articulate the value of what you offer. If you can't specifically explain how they're going to be transformed at the end of your coaching. If you can't explain how it's going to solve their problem or bring them closer to a goal that they have for themselves. So that's partially why we're getting so specific about, one, the problem we solve, two, the group of people that we want to reach, three, the process that we're going to coach them through, and then four, the outcome that they're going to get by the end of the coaching. So once we know these, it becomes very, very easy to explain what you offer to a potential client, which all help for you to learn to give great discovery sessions, also known as getting on the phone for one-on-one enrollment conversations with people. So the single best way to get people enrolled in your coaching is to talk to them. Just like any human relationship, we connect quickest and best in person, if that's a possibility. The second best option is being quote unquote in person online. And today's consumers, or your potential clients, are much, much more sophisticated than they were even a few years ago. People have information at their fingertips. They can instantly price compare. They can see your reviews or your complaints, if you have those, and they can find other options to their problems instantly. And they can also get to know you really well online. So you can be in person online by doing live streams or Zoom meetings or videos, just like this one. So people can hear you, they can interact with you. That's ideal. And they can see if they like you very quickly this way, or if they're interested in going further in a relationship with you. It's one of the fastest ways to inform people that you exist and to have them experience a little bit of what you can do for them. And it's one of the easiest ways to get them enrolled as your clients. Because no one likes to be sold to, do they? I know I don't. And just like you wouldn't ask someone to move in with you when you just meet them, because there's a process and there are steps in between meeting somebody and then asking them to move in and be a significant other, right? Marketing now, and it has always been, is a process of developing a relationship with people. So your job, online or out in the real world, is to attract them, not to sell to them, but to intrigue them, to get them interested in you, to get them interested in your solution and in maybe what you're doing in the world. And a fantastic way to do this is through a short webinar, or you can call it a masterclass or a challenge, maybe, preferably live so that people can interact with you. So let me give you an example. If you coach single heterosexual women on how to find a partner, you could give a 3 ways to attract your soulmate by summer type of webinar, where you can give really simple, actionable information in a little masterclass that you offer for free. And notice it's easy to do. It's just 3 ways, super simple. It solved my problem, which is loneliness, maybe, by summer. And these are steps that I can take that are going to quickly help me do this by summertime. And I can make sure it's directly related to my coaching offer, which in this case is going to be how to find a partner. And then 3/4 of the way through the webinar, I just invite them to my one-on-one 20-minute clear the way and he's waiting breakthrough call, where you can coach them around a one specific kind of predetermined thing, which is going to be their biggest obstacle or their fear, right? And if it's a right fit, I'm going to tell them about my coaching and my amazing offer if they enroll immediately. So are you getting an idea of how these specific pieces all fit together, leading really easily into each other? So you offer a webinar or some kind of masterclass. You have 3 keys, maybe 5 keys. Don't want to make it very complicated, about something that's very actionable. And then, most of the way through, then you tell them, hey, if you want more information, or you have a very specific goal that you're going to accomplish on your call, your 20-minute enrollment call, and then you invite them to enroll into your coaching if you think that they're going to be a good fit for it. So we're going to begin to build a community. This is epically important in today's world. We're going to build our own community on social media and get them onto an email list. So people want to buy from people that they know and that they like and trust. I know you've heard that 1,000 times. Your potential clients want to find out about you first, even if your potential client is an organization. They find out about you online in today's world. So how do you demonstrate that you're likable and you're trustworthy and that you're a person, the person who can help them with their specific issue? Well, how would you get the attention of someone that you wanted to potentially be in a relationship with? Well, you'd start to show up where they were hanging out. And in this case, that's social media. Or you'd start paying attention to looking your very best. So what do people see when they search for you online? And you'd be really nice and you'd show them that you were worth getting to know. So this translates to giving value in the form of teaching or inspiring or making them laugh or helping them in some way through articles or videos or a podcast, for example. And then you'd also have friends talk you up to them, right? And say, hey, what a great person this person is over here. And they're so fabulous at coaching. Well, how can you do that online? You can work with others online to recommend you to their audience, or you can get referrals from previous clients. And you'd invite them to get to know you better by spending more time with you. In the real world, that might be meeting for coffee or a little date. But online, that's inviting them to webinars, or you talk to them through emails, impressing upon them how you can make their life better. And then maybe you'd offer a safe step to take with you, right? A more extensive date, for example, or for online, a trial size of your program, or an ebook, or some kind of small purchase, like a challenge, like a 7-day challenge, for example. And then maybe you'd also, in real life, you'd introduce them to your friend group. And online, you can do this by introducing them to your community that already knows, likes, and trusts you. So you invite them into your group in some way, and it develops from there. That's the model, basically, a relationship model of how to get clients in today's world. People want genuine connection. They want to be part of something that's important, and they want to think that they're contributing to something that's going to change the world. So our goal is to create groups on social media and start building an email list, collecting our group together in some way. And that's just people who show interest in what you're offering. So the simple system that I just outlined to you, if regularly done, can keep you with tons of enrolled clients for years. So if you don't already have these pieces in place, this is where you're going to start your marketing. You're going to start by getting on social media. You're going to start by creating a little webinar, a little video, maybe do live streams. And then you're going to, offer 3 or 5 or so actionable steps. And then you're going to invite them to get on a call with you. Work on your enrollment conversations. If they're not enrolling, that's the piece you need to work on. And then invite them into your coaching program, which I'm going to show you how to outline if you don't already have a process that you take them through. So we're going to quickly go over the next steps of the Coach Growth 5-year plan. And I'm not going to go into detail because, well, most of us aren't there yet. Most people are just at C. And I want to make sure that everyone starts with a really, really strong foundation, okay? So for your future growth information, O is for optimize. And this is about the $50,000 to $100,000 per year level, okay? Most coaches enjoy really lucrative careers at this level, and they have no desire to grow their business further, and that's perfectly fine. That's a perfect, C and O are perfect places to be for a wonderful career as a coach. Once you have a solid system working for you that's bringing in clients, like the one I outlined, and you've thought through and you've tested your unique program that you're going to lead people through, and it has a clear, demonstratable outcome, remember. Once you've mastered that, the C stage, only then are you going to go on to this stage, okay? There's only one of you, and there's only so many hours in a day. And this is the problem that a lot of coaches create, success, but they don't have a way to kind of leverage their program because they're the ones that have to always be giving it. So the only way to grow your business to the next stage is to start leveraging what you have. And you do this by recording parts of your program. They can now be delivered in an automated way, also by making it a group program so that you can help more people with the exact same or even less effort. And also they can begin to help each other. Or another way to leverage would be to start hiring other people to be assistant coaches. So you didn't have to, every time, you don't have to be the one that's leading them through that process. So in the next training, I'm going to explain why this is the only way to free yourself. This is the only way to free your time. It's the only way that you're going to be making more money ultimately is by leveraging your particular program. So again, I know it seems counterintuitive, but the more you grow with this coach system, the more time and the more income you're going to actually generate. And you're also going to start leveraging other people's help at the optimized stage by outsourcing. So your time is better spent in particular by money producing areas. That's what you should be working in. And you can get the other stuff taken care of by other people and by automating some of your systems. And we'll talk about that later as we go on. Other people are going to start sending you traffic at this stage too, because this is where you're going to partner with others in what is called joint ventures. These are arrangements that you make with other coaches or other business owners, often people that are at a slightly higher business level than you are, that are win-win-wins. They're a win for you, they're a win for your partner, and they're wins for your community and their community. Okay, so that's why I say they're win-win-wins. And you can actually get numerous people to go out and be your unpaid sales force until they make a sale, in which case they're going to get a commission on the sale that they brought in. These are called affiliates. And at this stage, you're going to set up an affiliate program to start getting hundreds, if not thousands, if you're super ambitious, of people selling for you and recommending your program. And you can add things into your business like making courses lower priced than your coaching program, or start doing multi-day or live events or VIP days or memberships. At this stage, you'll have more presence online. You're maybe going to start to speak on stages that you create, like a Facebook community. That would be a stage that you're creating, or stages that other people create, like seminars that somebody's having, or getting on somebody's podcast. So you're going to begin to speak on stages and at events. And at this stage, you're often going to hire maybe your first assistant. So the optimized stage is where you're going to start to gain massive momentum in your business, okay? Then A is for amplify. This is the 100,000 to maybe 500,000 per year level. Just think about that for a moment. Wouldn't that be great? And at this stage, you're already hugely successful. At this point, you have a solid, engaged community. You have an email list and a social media following who you communicate with regularly and who regularly buy from you and send referrals your way. You have a signature coaching program that's exclusive to you, that you've tested and you've refined it, and then you've recorded parts of it and you've made it into a group coaching program or a home study program or an on your own type program, or more likely a hybrid model of both, and even some one-on-one pieces too, okay? You might have VIP days at this level or in-person workshops, other coaching programs. Maybe you even have a book at this stage. At any rate, at the amplify level, you're developing a solid community reputation as the go-to person to solve the problem that you specialize in. Your goal at this level is to expand your various offerings, to expand your brand and your brand message and your reputation, and to further build your partnerships and your team. Now, C is for collaborate. A business like this is impossible to build alone. It really is. You need other people. You may or may not ever want to build a business to this degree, but remember I said in the next training, I'm going to explain how your personal time is actually freed up with each stage that you're going through, and massively you're increasing your income. Of course, you're also paying other people, so keep that in mind, but your income is going to grow exponentially, and so is your time being freed up, that is. So the collaborate level is where you focus on building out your team machine. You are going to be the CEO, the face of your business, the manager, the motivator of your team, and you're pulling down $500,000 to millions at this stage. So you may not have to worry about these larger levels at this time. Just know that they exist. At the collaborate stage, your goal is to increase sales, have bigger joint venture partners, like more famous, more successful, more affluent. You're going to have more affiliates selling your stuff, and a team of trainers to do the actual coaching for you so that you can be freed up to do social media appearances, actual media, large events, etc. Now, most coaches have no interest in building their business to this level. In case you're one of the highly driven ones that do, this is the stage that you can get to. Finally, H is for harvest. This is where you have a well-oiled, successful machine that's managed by your team and the systems that you've put into place. At this 7-figure level, you are well known as a top leader in your industry. And as a result, clients seek your business out to work with. It's likely that you still have a lot of one-to-group contact with your clients, especially in the recruiting or the launching parts of your business. But you can take a vacation, you can go to speak at events, or you can lead workshops in Hawaii if you want to. And the business still has regular clients and it makes tons of money because you've trained a soul team that you trust. At this level, you can consider retiring entirely. You can sell your business, you can license your system for other people to use, Or you can decide this is a time to expand into new markets. This is the ultimate coaching business level. Now, again, this model's not written in stone. There's a lot of crossover from each stage, and it may or may not take you 5 years, as I mentioned before. You can choose to stay at C or O stage indefinitely, and you can have a deeply satisfying and a highly successful coaching practice. Or you may stay at stage C, say, for 15 years. Maybe you've been doing it for a long time. And then you might decide that you'd like to grow your income and free up some of your time by going to the next level. You can do that at any time. So, the next video, we're going to be talking about why it's important to have your own signature system, even though it feels like maybe it's not very authentic as a coach, in order to be able to leverage and grow your coaching business. All right, so let's cover that next.